So in this video, we're going to be replacing the spark plugs since we're at our 300 hours / 3-year maintenance. We're going to break this 300-hour, 3-year maintenance into different videos that covers each different item that has to be done in order for you guys to not get bored out of your minds, and it'll allow for a more streamlined experience. So the first thing I'm going to do is replace the spark plugs. In order to do that, you've got to remove both these igniter boxes. To remove the igniter boxes, you're going to have to remove 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those bolts. To remove those bolts, you'll be using a 5/16 socket. Before removing the bolts, make sure you remember or take a picture of where these igniters were so you reinstall them in the correct location. So 2, 3, 1, and 4. Make sure when removing these bolts, you do not allow the bolts to fall down. Before disconnecting the spark plugs, for safety, disconnect your batteries. We're going to go ahead and change the first plug up here. All you're going to do is twist and pull, and now we have access to our first plug. To get the plug out, we're going to use a 16mm or 5/8 socket. So make sure you check these after you're done. Make sure you don't have an existing issue, that you don't have a lot of carbon buildup. You want to also check and make sure that you don't have an excessive amount of fuel on these plugs. So with the plug removed, get a flashlight and just take a look inside the opening and make sure that there aren't really any issues in there, that the threads look good, there's no excess carbon buildup. What you're checking for is just overall condition. So these look pretty good. So what we're going to do now with the old spark plug is verify that the gap was in fact at the manufacturer specified 1.0 millimeters. We're going to use a spark plug gap tool. We're going to slide it in at the 0, slide it around, and there's the tension where it stops, and it is in fact about 1.0. So these are exactly right. And what we're going to do is with the new spark plugs, we're going to set the gaps with the spark plug gap tool. We've got the new spark plug. What we're going to do is verify that they are in fact the same RABHC. It's the same plug, Champion RHBHC, and we're going to set the gap. So I'll start once again at the 0 mark. I've already bent this one out earlier to where we need it, and we're at just about 1.0. It's exactly where we need it to be. We're just going to hand tighten the plug. Next, we're going to set 20 foot-pounds of torque for the spark plugs, because that's what the manufacturer recommends. There it is. All right, we've got the second one in now. So now we've got all 4 spark plugs taken out and new ones installed. We're going to go ahead and replace the boots and put the igniters back on. So now we've got the top 2 and 3, coinciding 2 and 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go ahead and put this back on now. There we go. Now we have all the new spark plugs installed and igniter boxes all reinstalled as well. Hope this video helped you. Next up, we're going to go ahead and replace the thermostat in the next video.